actually is a bank consortium and funded by the major local banks in Hong Kong. And right now, JETCO, we have close to 30 members in Hong Kong and providing services to about 3,000 ATM networks, including Hong Kong and Macau. And right now, JETCO basically is providing the ATM switching services to our member banks. So in the future, that actually mobile payment is the JETCO future business development potential. My personal view is that actually ATM and the online mobile platform is actually complementary with each other. In fact, ATM in Hong Kong by JETCO, we actually be considered right now is the most secure platform so far in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong's traditional magnetic striped ATM cards basically now already replacing by the chip card technology. Banks actually find it is the most secure way of doing the money transfer through the ATM network. Most of the banks, they see the mobile payment is the good way of helping them to reducing the costs and also saving the manpower. So that's why in JETCO that we already introduced the NFC service, and then we're trying to provide the similar mobile payment platform through the JETCO network on top of the ATM switching network. And we're also working on the person-to-person remote mobile payment services. At the end of the day, ATM and the mobile payment will be integrated solution and also complement with each other rather than competing with each other. ATM actually the key is we try to make the ATM relevant and attractive to our customer. So as you know, JETCO is being well established in the last 33 years, so in the JETCO ATM network switching services. So on the other hand is that we need to make it more relevant and attractive to consumers, so we introduce two what we call the innovation services through the ATM, or I call it as a value-added services through the ATM network. One is basically we are working on with Taiwan, which is what we call the cross-border ATM cash withdrawal, meaning that the Taiwanese can come to Hong Kong and withdraw cash through the Hong Kong ATM machine. And then we trying to make it happen towards the end of this year. And next year, actually, when Taiwan, they all migrate to the EMV chip card, then we can do the outbound, what I call outbound, from Hong Kong customer, they can withdraw cash in Taiwan ATM, right? So this is one what they call the cross-region or cross-country ATM withdrawal. And later, we plan to expand it to Japan, to Europe, and Korea, where most of the Hong Kong people will travel there because all these are the hotspots for the Hong Kong traveler. And secondly, we're working on the cardless cash withdrawal, okay, which means when the customer withdraw cash, no more using a plastic. Actually, we can have information message or what we call the passcode, and through the mobile phone, and then they can actually give them the kind of passcode, and using the passcode can withdraw cash through the ATM terminal. So basically, this is what we call the cardless ATM withdrawal. So on top of that, actually, I mentioned earlier, and this can be a P2P complement. So on the mobile payment plus the cash withdrawal, basically without any plastics. So this is the innovation service that we are working on right now. JETCO already introduced the NFC services, and which actually we are using the SIM technology and to enable the SIM to have what we call the multiple function. So which means we actually can accommodate different credit cards, different telco service provider, and also the different issuing banks. Okay, so all in one SIM, so to provide the flexibility for the customer to make payment. And I call it as like the micro-payment and tap and go for the NFC. And on top of that, we also introduced the remote payment, which is what we call the P2P, person-to-person solution. Basically, it's making the fund transfer available and possible through the banking account, from the sender to the receiver, and for the sender also to the merchant. So this is actually the two key areas that JETCO is working on.